How did y'all meet, or what was the experience the first time y'all met? Who wants to take it?
I look better under you. I can't lose when I'm with you. How can I lose and miss the moment? You just too important. Nobody like you do.
Can I put this in there?
Absolutely.
Please, that looks so good.
So good. Forget the video. Just forget it.
Forget the questions. We sit here and eat the whole time. We don't say one thing. Welcome back to my YouTube channel that I've abandoned for 10 months. It's been forever.
Sorry.
No.
The first question is, also the cilantro is strong and I'm loving it.
I love cilantro.
When are you doing a food tour in Chicago?
I've been to Chicago twice. Just not with you yet.
Aww. That's cute how you said that. My answer is, I don't do food tours.
It's about to be so good. It's shrimp. This one's a shrimp and it has like pineapple on top. Please.
Why is it pretty and it's good? I don't do food tours, which is funny because I feel like my content from Portland is gonna look very like food tour, but we didn't have that many activities.
No.
But ever since I went to New Orleans, and I was like, everybody sent me recommendations, everybody whatever, blah blah blah, and I treated it like a food tour, and everybody lost their mind because I ate the wrong thing.
It's the worst.
I went the wrong places.
Everyone always says that.
I was tricked, apparently.
No.
I was tricked. I'm like,
tricked.
I wasn't tricked because I wasn't mad about anything I ate. And the places that I felt that were touristy, like I knew what I was getting into. I had good food while I was there. So no, after that I said I'm not doing one single food tour.
It's just because you can't please everyone.
You can't.
It's hard to do.
I'm not doing food tours. Plus, I don't always like to focus it all around the food. I like to just do everything. If I go to Chicago, it won't be really food tour. It'll just be like everything I did in Chicago. Like I like to just show the travel. That's it. If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Mexican food.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew I should have did like this. I should have did that at the same time. Alexis can eat Mexican food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Every single day.
Every meal. We'll never get sick of it once.
Ever.
Mine will probably just be oxtail, rice, peas, and mac and cheese. Are you gonna dive back into vlogs? I need to be asking you that. Because Alexis, you were vlogging for a little bit.
I know, but I don't like it.
Oh,
Too time consuming.
And you have like a life, like a real one.
I do. So do you.
No, but you have a husband, you have children. Like,
Right.
I am gonna get back into vlogs. I just don't know when. I don't know. I have trouble getting consumed in things, and right now it's the house. But it's like I could vlog that, but some of it's boring. Y'all don't want to see me sit on the couch and scroll through ASHY furniture. Like nobody wants to see that.
No, and your vlogs are just so good, and yours are probably very time consuming because the editing is just so good. Every single one's a cinematic masterpiece.
I love that you think they're good. That makes me so happy.
Of course.
Just so supportive every time. How did y'all meet, or what was the experience the first time y'all met? Who wants to take it?
One night, well, first of all, I had followed Shari forever on TikTok, and I decided one day out of the blue that I wanted to go to Atlanta, and I knew she lived there, so I just DM'd her one night and was like, I'm gonna be in Atlanta, do you want to film?
At 1 a.m.
And here she goes, DMing me right back. I thought I was gonna get a message the next day. And I said, what are you doing away?
No, and it was actually no, but you know what? I think that's what made us fast friends. Because Alexis was very jokey off rip. And I'm always nervous about everyone and everything. I'm like, it may not come off that way, but I'm always like, am I gonna click with this person? Are they gonna like hate me? Like, they're gonna think I'm annoying. We're not gonna be friends.
Same, I'm overthinking everything. I'm leaving, I'm thinking, did this
Every
person hate
interaction.
every word that I said? Did I offend them? You know what I mean? You just get scared.
For real,
and worried.
yeah. So the minute I responded, and she said, "Please, why are you awake?" Like immediately, and I'm like, "Wait, why are you awake?" We ended up having a normal conversation. I want to say. So then, yeah, we were like, "We're gonna meet up," and then when I asked her that, she was like, "Well, I was just hoping you would be asleep so I could just have time to like to process that you had reached out and to not hear anything back." And the day we met in person, I was scared the day we were going to meet in person.
It was scary, but not really.
So scary,
First of all, I felt like a zombie because I'm dumb and I don't know where Atlanta is, so I just like booked a weekend trip instead of like 5 days. You remember that, Shari?
Yes.
Oh my God, but I'm dumb.
And at the time, I lived far away from the city. Like when you came in, you were like, this is like, there are like fields here.
The country,
and, like, space.
but I like that.
Yeah, I was like living in a country area. We literally met and it was fine. It was as if I had met you before, honestly. That's how it felt. We're filming the video. We're getting off track. in the middle of the video, after the video, just sitting in the car for an hour.
Talking
nonstop. And it was so much fun. And then since then, we just been doing the same thing ever since. Like,
we're actually real friends, not just like fake friends. Like I talk to her almost every single day. Really,
I text almost every
single day. Yeah.
I'll be with my mom and be like, oh, let me text Alexis. Like, let me tell this. Oh, let me tell. It could be the middle of the night, and I'm like, why is such and such happening?
I know. I always start conversations like you knew exactly what I was thinking at that moment.
But I like that. Not a how's your day. You'll text me and be like, so those shoes that you were looking at the other day is valid. And people are always like, are y'all like actually cool? No, like we're actually cool.
We're real life friends.
Yeah, I would consider you like a really really close friend.
Same.
Like
I tell Jonathan all the time, like I'm so sad that Shari doesn't live closer.
I just told my mom. I said, I just had this conversation with her. I'm like, if Alexis lived near me, we'd probably hang out, honestly, multiple times a week, I think.
All the time.
For sure. For us to live so far away, we see each other a lot.
I know.
What's something cool about each of you? And I know what you're going to say.
Stop saying that.
No, it's not even like a thing, but I just know how you would respond to this.
Cool about you?
No, like something cool about you.
Oh.
I know what you would say about yourself.
What?
Nothing's cool about me, nothing.
Yeah, because I'm thinking very hard right now. That's why I was like, what? Let me see what she's about to say. Let me see what she's about to say so it could be my answer too.
Stop!
No, I think, I do think that it's really cool, the transition that I went in jobs. Like, I think it's cool that I went from being a teacher for 15 years to now
Start from the beginning.
What do you mean?
Before teacher.
What do you mean?
Criminal justice.
Oh, yes, I know, yeah. I don't know anything about my life. No.
Please, no. I know everything. Me, the whole video, I know what you're going to say, and I know what you're thinking, and I know everything.
Yeah, because I was a criminal justice major in college, so I was supposed to do that whole thing, and then I ended up, life went a different way, and I ended up starting to teach and getting my credential, and then after that, I taught for 15 years, and now I do content full-time. So
she worked in a group home. I like those
badass boys. It was just boys. It was an all boys group home. Yeah, 12-hour days, 4 days a week. And then I also worked at Wet Seal on the side, which Shari, you probably don't even know what that is because I'm old and you're young.
Alexis just really believes. Every second she's like, and I can be your mom, and I can be, and I'm like, nobody's thinking about that but you. But no, when I was a kid, I used to want to shop at Wet Seal so bad.
No, you were just that girl if you shopped there.
No, because in my head I said, those girls, they shop in Wet Seal, and I'm trying to be like that.
Yeah, I worked there.
I was too young.
The side job of Wet Seal and the boys group home.
Please, you lived so many lives.
I really have.
No, like y'all will never know the half. You'll never know the half, and that's okay. That's a good answer though, because that is cool about you.
Thank you. What about you?
I don't know. I'm really, 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 really good at impressions. I'll never do one in front of a soul except for my family, ever. But I'm so good at them. And I'm not even, this is not me being like, oh, she just thinks she's so good. No, I'm actually good. I actually am. I can sound like anyone.
Oh, she just
I
thinks
can
she's
make
so
any
good.
voice. No, but I really can. That, and I can remember every theme song to every TV show I've ever watched, even as a child. Anybody can name a show, I will sing you the theme song top to bottom.
How is that even possible, Shari?
I don't know. Even if I've watched it once, I know the theme song. And I never forget people's names. Ever. So it could be somebody I met as a child. I could see them at like 26, now that I am, and say their name. But I won't do it because I know they'll be scared. There are so many people's names who I've almost said.
You don't want to scare them?
Mm-hmm. And I'll see them and I'm like, I know exactly who that is, but I won't say her name because she's going to be scared.
Oh my gosh.
Would you ever dye your hair different colors like purple or red? I've done purple and red, and blue and pink, and gray. I've done so many colors. Like I've done like teal blue, baby blue, dark purple, lavender, hot pink, baby pink. I've done...
How did you have time for all those colors?
College.
Oh.
You go get a dye and you make it happen that night.
Please.
Like, I'm always dyeing my hair. Always.
I love this color though.
Thank you. And that's why I just keep it. Because also when you have short hair and you have color, it wants to bleed. Like it just wants to jump right off your head.
Where is it bleeding to?
You're laying down. It's on every sheet.
No!
it's all over everything and it's annoying. So it's like, I can't even, I don't like to dye. Plus everything in my house, like my bed sheets are cream and white. No.
My stuff too.
So I'm not doing that. Also, it's difficult to when you have short hair to keep up with it because I'm dyeing it. It's grown out the very next week, so it's like it's just not worth it sometimes. Was this yours?
No, I bought it for both of us. Chip sauce and guac.
Okay, because I'm like I'm killing it the whole time.
I don't care.
And I'm like, I took it from her.
No, it's fine.
tips on how to stay consistent with posting and becoming a content creator?
Consistency is a hard thing, though. I feel like it's something that literally has to just be engraved in your bones.
It has to just be engraved in your bones because I've seen other people talk about this where they get to a point where they're like making content and gaining followers, and then they're like, oh wait, I have to keep doing this every single day. And it's not that it's like a hard thing. It's not like it's laborious, but you just kind of realize like how many people just do not stay committed to stuff.
Right. So I also think it's a matter of making sure whatever type of content you're making, that it's something that you will never get sick of. Because if you get sick of it, there's gonna be a problem.
You're gonna hate doing it every day.
Yes, you're gonna hate it. And it's so, I personally feel, and you probably can speak to this because you did a really good job transitioning. It's very hard to get from one niche to another, right? Like I did it once. But you did it in these times when I feel like it's very, very hard.
Nobody likes change.
Right.
They hate, they hate it, actually.
Hate it. Absolutely hate it. Why aren't you
there.
doing this? Why aren't you doing that?
You're a growing and changing person. So, like, in real life, as we grow and change, your content would too, just because, like, nothing stays stagnant unless you just never want to change anything about yourself. So, it's like, as I change, so would my content. Right. You know? But people really hate that on the internet.
Like, I couldn't continue to make teacher content after I wasn't a teacher anymore. That just wouldn't make sense for my life.
I always say, if you want to get to a point where you make content full time and have no other job, I would recommend never shaping your content around your current job.
Yes.
I would just recommend that. Just because when you finally quit that job because your goal is to do it full time, everybody's going to be mad about it. Everybody's going to hate you for it. There's going to be 20 think pieces about how when you had your job, it was this, and now you don't have your job, it's that. Also, just in general, and I can see it from this standpoint, it just doesn't really make sense because everybody followed you for the job, and your life will be what's the C word that I'm looking for? What was I just getting ready to say?
I don't know.
What? Your life will be your content will be different naturally. Right. And I feel like that's almost different than switching niches because it's like you don't have the job to do the content at anymore. When I started my content, not one person knew. Everybody to this day still asks me what my job is because you cannot tell a difference between when I have my job doing content and when I don't. The only thing that you maybe could tell is I don't do as much food. But the fact that people would still ask me today, like, what's your job? Because I'm not mentioning jobs. I never said anything about a job. If I didn't mention that I quit my job, nobody would know. And even though I mentioned that I quit my job, people still don't know. So it's like, if you attach yourself too hard to the job, good luck when you quit. Good luck.
I just started doing other content too before I stopped teaching. I mean, that wasn't my plan or anything, but just like I did clothes, I did hair, I did makeup, and then one day I decided to do food, and that's just kind of what stuck forever. Yeah. And then with COVID, you were doing like your stuff in your kitchen. Yeah. So you were able to transition out. But not that you could never mention your job if you just want to like talk about it so bad. But if you make like 98% of your content the job, you just might have trouble if you decide that you want to quit the job. Yeah. I think that's my whole piece that I'm saying. The camera's going to overheat and it's going to shut off and it's going to piss me off. It always does this. Do you ever plan on dating? This is for me, obviously. I was like, no, I'm married.
We actually just had this conversation. It's just going to take a lot because whatever I'm looking for is obviously very specific. And I'm strict.
As you should be.
Because I would rather be by myself and be happy the way that I am.
Joyous.
Because I'm like, look, that's the fact of the matter. Every day, I'd be so happy to be alive. Just joy. Like, I love my life. Filled with joy every single second of the day. I have people who love me. I have friends that I travel with. I go visit my sister. I have so much love and joy. So I'd rather do that than, like, be with somebody when I know I have all these deal breakers with this person and I'm miserable. I refuse to struggle like that. Like, there are going to be normal, like, relationship conflicts. Of course, you're with somebody, there's going to be conflicts. You're not always going to agree. That's the normal stuff. I'm not getting it out the mud. I'm not doing that. So it just may take a long. But why does that sound shady? Do you ever plan on dating? Why does that sound just a little bit shady? I'm not gonna lie. Like,
don't put the ever in there.
Because what does that even mean?
You ever?
Ooh, what's a food restaurant that one of you loves but the other one doesn't like? Do we have that? Our tastes are so similar.
I know.
Ooh, I know a food.
Oh my gosh, me too. Please, I'd rather die than
1, 2, 3. Oysters. Yes. I love an oyster. I will eat up I just tried raw oysters for the first time last night. Please. Actually so delicious with a cocktail sauce and a lemon juice and a hot sauce.
It did look.
What are we
it
talking
looked
about?
really good, but I
Didn't it?
know what the actual flavor is. So I know
Alexis
this.
is not going for it at all. I'm really more of a char-grilled oyster person. I love a char. Honestly, nothing will ever top a char-grilled oyster for me. Alexis won't even try that.
I'd rather walk across hot coals. Okay, why am I just seeing that web outside the window? Do you see it? It's perfectly,
What web?
It's perfectly spindled.
Where?
Sorry.
Ooh. Spiders are so smart.
I don't like them.
No bones.
I don't want a bone. I don't want the
Not
flavor. I
one
don't want
side
to
of a
smell
bone.
it. I would never just go to a restaurant and be like, my first choice is
I was about to say, you're never opting for the bone first.
no, a
ever.
wing. Like, who's doing that?
Well, now me, I'm gonna tear up a Timmy's wing.
Ugh.
The Timmy's boneless, half honey, hot, half. I have a sour cream.
Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody said, no question. I just love seeing you girls together. Maybe y'all should do a pod. We don't live in the same state.
What do you want?
Little hand towel. A towel.
Oh, you want a towel to wrap around your whole body?
Yes.
Sorry, that's weird.
I think what it really is I need a blanket, but I don't want to change the temperature in here. I want it to be meat locker with a blanket on.
Yeah, there you go. Now you got a towel. Please.
It's like so stupid, like when you come back from a pool. Ooh, what is something you didn't realize would come with being an influencer? I actually don't know. I feel like I expected every single thing that happened.
The mind games?
Ooh, the mind games.
Yeah.
The mind games. The mind games will have me not posting for 10 days straight.
And
I'm
then
not
being
even
all over
kidding.
yourself for not posting for 10 days.
Oh, and then the
straight.
mind games get worse. Like, it's a positive feedback cycle because it keeps growing and growing. The more you have mind games, the more you'll have mind games. I don't even know how to explain them.
I think it's for me, it's like, can I be doing this better? Everybody else is doing better. Why am I not doing it?
Ooh, okay, yeah, now I can explain it. So it's like I always think that I should be doing something that I'm not already doing. And then if I accomplish something new, I never sit and say like, oh, that's good that you accomplished that.
Never.
I just move the goalpost immediately. And all of a sudden I'm right back where I started and you don't do anything and you're bad at it all and everybody else. And I'll sit and tell myself, be like, this is why everybody else can do this, that, and the third, and you're not doing any of it. Because you do not know how to do this job. Like I'm always saying something like that.
That's crazy.
Ooh, how was high school for you guys? I don't know. I've never asked you this, I don't think, how high school
Really?
was for you. Yeah. Even though I feel like you've told me like stuff from high school, just if we're having a random conversation. We be having random ass conversations.
I know. We've talked about everything, that's why.
How was it for you though?
High school for me, I would say that overall it was a really good experience. I had a very, very strict dad, and he worked at the high school that I went to, so I was going to school with him every day, leaving school with him every day. I ran track and he was the track coach, so I would be at track practice with him and then going home with him. I got to spend a lot of time with my dad, and at the time I was like, oh my god, but now I'm like, oh my god, I'm so glad I got to spend that time with my dad. Like everything he ever told me was right. Every lesson I ever learned from him, he was right. I was dumb, and
my mom too. She's right about everything. She knows
Every single
everything.
thing.
There's nothing you can tell her that she doesn't already know. Because of that, it's made me kind of like, I don't know, when people are talking to me, I'm like, you're not telling me anything my mom didn't already tell me.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
none of this is new. But no, my mom taught at my high school.
Oh, she did?
Because I'm like, I feel like we never talked about this. She
Yeah.
taught me, I went to school with her every day, went home with her every day.
Yeah.
She told me, she was my teacher even.
My dad was,
in her
I was
class.
his TA. But as far as like friends and stuff, like I've had the same friends since I was in 4th grade. They're still my friends to this day. We still hang out. We still go on trips together. We talk. My friends, it was great. I was a cheerleader. I ran track.
You did cheer?
Yeah.
I did cheer too.
Please.
We didn't talk about school.
Ever. We never talked about this.
It's because we talk about 5 million other things. Stuff that I will never just say on this camera.
Yeah, I
guys told me
did
everything.
cheer from like time I was, I think 8 until 18.
Could you like tumble?
No, I didn't do that type
Oh,
of
okay.
cheer. It was definitely not competitive cheering. It was just like, small town cheerleader.
Oh my gosh. I did cheer and I did dance. All my friends were dancers basically. But when I went back and looked at high school, I'm like, oh, I never really had like friends who I hung out outside of high school with a lot because
Really?
because I had a boyfriend.
Me too, but my dad wouldn't let me be around him that much. So we were always sneaking away. But he
Always
found out
sneaking
later
away.
because my boyfriend's parents weren't strict. So we could do whatever we
Mine
wanted.
either.
And then later on, his mom is just telling my dad, oh yes, she used to always be over there in the room, door closed.
Please.
Everything you can imagine.
I didn't go that far. I was so scared. I said my mom would find out. I'm going to my boyfriend's house a lot, and she'd be like, and you better not be in that room, and that door better not be closed, and I'm telling you that right now. And I did not play those types of games with her. I did not play with her like that. But yeah, because I had a boyfriend, like me and him would hang out all the time. Because we were boyfriend and girlfriend, but we were like best friends. We were really similar. We liked a lot of the same shows and liked a lot of the same music, and he was just as weird as me.
I love
no
that.
one else was, and he was. So any of like my little quirks, any of my little whatever, he understood it and I understood his. So we would just go off into the distance and laugh and joke all day and watch Adventure Time.
That's nice, because
that's regular show.
Because that was like your boyfriend.
Yeah, so I wasn't hanging out with friends really outside of school. Honestly, I feel like I didn't have a school best friend until college.
No.
Yeah. I had good friends, but not really for real until college.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, my friends have been my friends forever.
High school was fun though. It was because being in the performing arts department was so much fun. So I was always having a good time.
I did have a good time in high school.
Yeah, and I was so good. I had great grades.
Me too. I was
so good in school.
Me too.
Graduated with honors, top 10 of the class.
Please.
Mm-hmm. I remember I had all kind of at graduation, all kind of like stoles and decorations and thing, and I was just feeling like I was just so good.
Proud.
Walking to the front row of the gym, sitting in my seat. Like, also my mom did not play about grades, so.
My dad didn't either. He's calling every teacher. He's on the phone. Where are you at? What have you been doing?
How has your life changed since you became a content creator? It's an adjustment to like not have coworkers anymore in any way. And I like it made me realize I liked having coworkers. So now it's just me. But that aspect of it, it's like really different. But I would not trade this life for the world.
No.
So
I think it's
like,
just given me so much freedom. I always think to myself, like, I wish this would have happened when I was younger, just because, one, obviously the freedom that it gives me, and two, like, I feel like I would have been able to spend so much more time with my kids. Like, my kids were raised by daycare, and now, like, I can literally pick them up, drop them off, spend as much time that I want with them. But yeah, it's just, like, the freedom, and to give them just a better life. To give all of us just, like, overall better life.
Yeah. I will say that being able to do just anything for my family.
Yeah.
Anything. I always say, I'm like, I don't care what it is. Anybody can ask me for anything. and I'm going to do it if I can make it happen. Because for me, that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to have the means to do something, it better be for my family. No one's going to struggle around me ever for 1 second. As an influencer, what is your view on education? Do you think influencers should promote obtaining a higher education? I'm going to say yes, just because I feel like I'm seeing a lot of like, people will like drop. I need to be careful about what I say.
Maybe just speak for yourself. Just say like, that's what I was gonna say. Like,
I went to college.
I went to college. I had my degree.
I got my degree.
A career
it was the best thing. It was the best thing I could have done. Not even best thing I could have done. Like, I knew I wanted to, and I knew I needed to. I always liked school, and I just think like being prepared in that way, like having a degree in your back pocket. I don't know. Going to college, it just changed my brain in a different way.
Right.
It just made me like a different person in a way that I don't think I would have been if I didn't go to college. Now, it's not for every single person. I don't think college is for everybody. Some people want to go to a trade school or they just want to do whatever. But I just think some kind of like learning experience post high school, whatever form that it takes, whatever way that it looks, something where you're immersed in a learning community.
And you should always have a backup plan.
You should always have a backup plan. Always.
But I felt like maybe it's just different for us because we haven't always this hasn't always just been our job. Like we've had, like I had a whole ass career before this. You know what I mean?
True. And I think that's why earlier I had to stop myself saying what I was going to say. Because, so there are a lot of content creators who started in high school. Some of them dropped out in high school. My thing is, I don't know somebody's story and people's reasoning for doing things, but I think sometimes people do that and they think like abandon everything and then just immediately start. But I'm kind of grateful for the fact that like I went through college, had another job before this, so I just have like, I don't know, perspective. Like you see what life can be, you see what life was, you like know that you have options. If this ever ended, I don't think I would be destitute and not know what the heck to do.
No, you just go back to work.
You just go back to work. Like, I think, like, some people, if you're, like, doing this right out of high school or you're doing this in high school or even worse, drop out, like, there's just no reference point, really. for what to do next if you don't have job, backup plan, education, something. Where do you go? What do you do? Like, I feel like I know where to go and what to do.
Me too.
I hope that makes sense when I edit this.
It does. It does make sense.
Well, if you could currently guest star on a currently running TV show, what would it be? You be watching a lot of shows.
I know. Oh, I would love to be on The Real Housewives.
Salt Lake City. I was gonna say the same thing, Alexis. I was gonna say the same thing. We would have a blast on there, first of all.
So much fun.
Oh, please. Oh, but a show that's not running that I would love to have been a guest star on, Insecure. I love that show so much. Also, the character Molly, I just feel like I relate to her more than I want to admit. And I would have, sorry, what was your major at KSU? It was dance. Well, it was dance and business marketing. But to make a long story short, I did not finish my marketing degree. Not because I couldn't, not because I picked it for like a safety net. After COVID, I really got burnt out of school, like so badly. And I couldn't rationalize taking out more loans to be in a place that I didn't want to be. Ugh. And I had to know when to call it quits. I had gotten my dance degree, so I'm like, I have a degree. I have a Bachelor of the Arts. Somebody said, how did you get started vlogging? What do you do it for? This job. What do you guys learn from each other? That's so cute to ask.
And that is actually a good question. I think one thing that I've learned is like how to be better just like in relationships in general. You're like really good with relationships with like your family, especially like your mom and your sister. You're a really good problem solver, and like I know that if we were ever to get in a fight, which that would obviously never happen.
Oh my gosh.
But it wouldn't be like this thing where we would never talk ever again. It would be like, okay, we're going to talk this out. You're really good about talking. Yeah, you're really good about talking things out and not wanting to just like sweep things under the rug. Like you just need to say what you need to say, you know. And it's not like a mean thing. It's just more like
I appreciate that.
You love the person so much and care about the relationship so much that you just want to make things right? I feel like that.
No, I appreciate that because that's a really big deal to me.
Yeah, you're really good. Like I wish that I had that ability to be that way in all relationships.
You teach me every single thing. Especially, no, you literally do. My mom, it got to a point where she'd be telling me stuff and she's like, you know what, I'm not going to say anything more. You need to talk to Alexis because you're not going to listen to anyone else. If I say it, you're not going to listen, but if Alexis tells you, you will listen to it. Especially when I first started making content, like I didn't know what I was doing. I'm telling Alexis like the prices that I'm giving. Alexis is like, no, that's not enough. You need to be telling them this, this, and the third.
Millionaire.
Right? You kept saying that. Alexis is like, no, you don't need to accept this. They can't do this to you and they can't do that to you. Like I feel like the only reason, well, not the only reason, but one of the biggest reasons why I'm prospering now is because you were not having it with me in the beginning.
No, absolutely
For
not.
1 second.
Absolutely
was telling
not.
me everything. You put me onto so much game in the beginning. Like, oh my gosh. And then other than that, just like, I just learned how to like live a life. Like, you just know everything.
Because I'm old.
No,
just kidding.
Oh, what's y'all's favorite thing about each other? This is kind of like the last one, but it's actually different. Nobody's funnier than Alexis. And I feel like I say this.
I feel like the same thing about you.
No, Alexis, it's a different level. I just told her this in the car. I said, you have an ear for comedy. Or did I say that in my head and not say
No,
it?
you said
I said it out loud? Okay.
Said it out loud, yeah.
I just said this on live the other day. I don't think just anybody will ever get how funny Alexis is. I need you to start, and I tell her every day, I need you to start saying the things you say to me and saying them on camera. Her comedic, you want to talk about quick? You want to talk about, like, I would love to see you in an argument, even though you're not about to be in an argument.
I would never argue.
Because I just know you would read everybody for filth, eat down, because you just are quick. The things you come up with, they're flying out of her mouth. I literally told her, I said, this was yesterday, I said, I feel like you have a copy to the script that no one has. There's just something that she knows.
I've always just been like that.
Oh my God, Alexis, you're fast. Like, you're really clever and witty on the spot. It's hilarious.
Thank you.
And y'all will just never see.
I know. You guys won't. I'm sorry.
Oh, see? Somebody said, what do you do for work? I see people literally don't know. They don't know what I do.
Oh my God.
And that's why I always say, just don't make content around your job because nobody will be able to tell the difference between blah, blah, blah. Content is what I do full time, but no one knows. Nobody can tell.
Same.
Nobody can tell. But I kind of like when no one can tell.
Yeah, it is nice.
When people can tell, you get all the judgments.
That is true.
And then they start to blame everything on that being your job. They do. They will.
Oh
so it's
my
like,
God.
it's best that the way my content is coming off that you couldn't tell one way or the other.
No, you
I feel
can't
like it's better
either.
that way. Oh, what are y'all's big three? I'm a Virgo sun, Leo moon, Scorpio rising.
Sorry, you know I don't know any of those things.
Alexis is a Cancer.
That's
all
about
we
it.
know. If you guys weren't influencers, what would you be?
A teacher.
You would go right back to teaching?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, okay.
Just be well. What else am I gonna do?
True. Would you go back to criminal justice stuff? Alexis, why do I feel like you'd be
I feel
so
like I would be immediately murdered. Because the things that I want to do, like, it would require me being with criminals. You know,
true. Alexis cleans her house at night because in her head it needs to be clean from when the police show up.
The police are coming the next morning. They are.
Alexis is like, let me just clean so when the police get here.
I hate to see a dirty crime scene. I hate to see it. I don't know why I'm thinking about that. I just think, like, if it's clean, then they're going to be able to find all of the evidence.
Yeah, she's like, if I were to get murdered and the police show up, they have a clean, like, a fresh space to work from.
Yeah.
I would be a sonographer.
Which you could definitely do it.
I thought the temperature thing was coming up again. I was gonna cry.
No, you could definitely do that because every single video is just a cinematic. Is that what it is?
No, it's when you read sonograms.
Oh, I thought you said I thought you meant like a cinematographer.
Oh no, I probably would do something like that too.
But you want to read sonograms.
But here's the weird thing. Here's the hard part. I've always, every single job I've wanted to have, even from a kid, always something creative. Always.
The farm.
So it feels like, I do also want to work on a farm. I always wanted to.
When you do the ultrasound on animals.
I would love to do. It's funny you say that because my next job that I'm about to talk about is coming up next. I've always wanted to. I want to work on a farm as well. I was just talking about this today at the pumpkin patch. I love being around animals and I like farm like energy. Like I love the energy on a farm. Alexis is shaking her head. She never wants to be on a farm. I love it though so much. But yeah, even as a kid, I always wanted to do a creative job. So sometimes doing this, it clicks for me so often because I'm like, I always wanted to make my own stuff. Like, I just want to be making something. Like, that's really
because you're creative.
I told my mom, I'm like, I would fully go back to school. If I really wanted to pursue that, I would not mind going back to school and, like, learning everything I needed to know. Also, a vet tech. I would love to be a vet tech.
I know, but think of all the bad that comes with it, too, though. Like, the deaths.
That's the hard part.
And the injuries and all that stuff. But
I have thought about that.
But I wonder if the good outweighs it.
No, but I know what you mean because the only thing that has stopped me from like really considering that seriously is I take on every emotion.
Every single.
Too much. And when it comes to animals, I get unreasonably attached. Like Coffee, I feel like his heart is in my heart. I'm not even joking. It feels like a soul tie.
I can't even imagine because I love him so much. I've never seen the man.
Never seen him in person. It feels like his heart is in my heart, and for me, especially when it comes to dogs, it's not hard for that to happen with me. It's not hard for that I get attached really quickly. And then I think this last one is funny. It says, "Does Lex come from a Caribbean background?" That's so specific.
I love that.
Me too. That's so specific. But you tell them your background.
No, I do not. My mom is Black. My dad is Mexican.
I feel like nobody knows that.
They don't.
Okay, yeah, I'm like, does anyone know that?
No.
And not one soul.
Well, I feel like for most of my life, the only reason why people knew was because of my name. Because my maiden name is Rodriguez.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why don't I know that?
So once I got married the first time, because I still have my first married name, which is Frost.
Oh, okay.
I haven't taken Jonathan's last name, which is Bloom.
I didn't know that either. Because you know what? I was going to ask you, is that Jonathan's last name?
No.
But I never thought to just ask. Because I'm like,
it's because I feel, for business reasons, he told me I shouldn't change it because that's how everyone knows me. But I think
Jonathan is a smart man. That's one thing about him. So reasonable, really very logical.
But I think now enough time has passed where I could easily change my name to Alexis Bloom and just be like, okay, my last name is Bloom now instead of Frost.
Beautiful,
right?
Alexis Bloom.
No,
sounds like a character in a movie.
No, it really does.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this outro before the camera shuts off. So thank you for watching this.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was just so much fun, and hopefully you learned some new stuff about us.
Bye. Definitely about you. And I love that. But no, bye. Because it's gonna shut off probably in however many seconds.
It's gonna start getting the countdown.
No, literally 6 seconds.
I look better under you. I can know.